Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode where I talk about boundaries in the solar plexus chakra. I've just had to confirm because I've got a list of episodes. So exciting. Now, I've been talking about boundaries many times in many different episodes. I wanted to go through the chakras and talk about boundaries in that way. And now we're talking about the solar plexus chakra. Just taking a deep breath. I really love this chakra and I just really want to connect in just to see if there's any channeling that may come through because a lot of the information is channeled and I love it. Now, boundaries, again, it is something that is firm and yet flexible because things are going to change in your business. Think about that. I love boundaries because boundaries are supporting me and they're actually self-care for me because it means that I know what feels right for me. And it's beautiful. Now let's look at the solar plexus chakra. It's roughly around the belly button area. So that area, it normally is about our creativity and all of that. It can also hold fears in there. And of course, all of this is beautiful because we look at those things. It's just something to think about. Now, in here, we've got things like our sense of self. So, who we are personally, who we are as a human being, that is our sense of self. And then our sense of self as a business person. Who are we? Who do we want to be? What aspects do we want as a business person? You know, we might look at other business people and go, actually, I like that aspect and I like that aspect, but I don't like that, that, and that. And that's really good because it helps you set boundaries as well. When you look at other business people and go, I don't like any of that. And that's a boundary that you can set. Now, it's also about self-worth, self-belief, and self-mastery. Think about that and write down your own definition of what each of those mean. So, self-belief, self-worth, and self-mastery. Self-mastery, what is that? What does it actually mean? When you have belief in yourself, you are able to show up with authenticity, with love, with compassion, and yet not be drawn in to the dramas that are out there, to the marketing that is really sleazy. A lot of people call it bro marketing. And what they're saying it's actually the, and I do talk about masculine and feminine energies. A lot of people go, this is who I am. This is what I talk about. If you don't agree with that, that's okay. You can, you can find someone else. I talk about masculine and feminine energies. That's what I do. So bro marketing that people talk about, it can be the unaligned masculine energy, what I call unaligned masculine energy coming through and going, I've got to get these people because I want money, 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 money. And a lot of the bro marketing is a transaction. It is not the connecting with people. Now, I've been really learning a lot about connecting, including in a group way, so that my clients and anyone that may come into my realm feels special. I want every single person that comes into my realm to feel special because every single person on this earth is, in their own way, they're extremely special. And so that's boundaries that I have. Now, it's also about identity. What boundaries do you have around your identity? Now, in the sacral chakra, I've talked about identity as the business person. How do you want to show up? What aspects? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? That's really good idea to have boundaries around that. Because then when something happens, you can go, hang on, this is my identity. This is the aspects I'm bringing in as a business person. It is not putting on a mask. A mask means that you're actually masking things. So that means, you might mask emotions and that. That is not what it's about. It's about the identity. It's about showing up as you authentically. Yet you don't want to have all the different aspects of your life. You don't want to bring in, if you're, say, you've got children, you don't want to bring in that and have that as the identity of a business person unless that is your business. Something to think about. Now, when it comes to business, let's think about the tribe. The tribe is your tribe, the people that you bring in. What boundaries do you want to have around that? And I will say this, and I will be firm about this. You cannot work with everybody. Now, I used to work in the health care field, so I'm going to bring in that as a metaphor. If I break my arm and I break it badly, do I want a general surgeon, a surgeon that works on the whole body? Or do I want what's called an orthopedic surgeon, a surgeon that operates on the bones? Or if it's bad enough, do I want a surgeon, an orthopedic surgeon that focuses on the arm? Think about that. There are people, so even a general surgeon, they specialize in surgery. Think about that. So you can't work with everybody. Who do you want to work with and why do you want to work with those people? It's important to bring in that why. This is all boundaries. Because when you work that out, then you can have boundaries around that as well. You might have someone come through that is not part of who you want your tribe to be. And that's where you go. You go, okay, yes, my boundaries is firm and yet it's flexible. Do I feel that I can work with this person in a way that is aligned and connected? If it's yes, go for it. Because who says we have to have one lot of tribe? Who says we only need that one lot of people? We might have a few different tribes. Something to think about. Now, it's all about how you want to run things in your business. And this is where I love what I do because I help business women and I am talking about genders. So if that is not you, please be aware, I talk about genders. That is who I am. That is a boundary I have. I'm not going to go, if a non-binary person comes in, will I turn them away? Not if I'm connected and aligned to that person and we can work together. That is why if I work one-on-one, I like to have calls because I want to make sure that, as I said, everyone feels special. So yes, I work with business women. Doesn't mean I'm not going to work with people that are fluid or non-binary or whatever it is. That's where my boundaries are firm and flexible. See what I'm talking about? This is why boundaries is so important. So how do you want to run things? You might start working with a coach who says you need to do this, this, and this, and this, and that's how you need to run your business. And they might say that you have to do one-on-one until you're booked out, that you then have to have a group program. Guess what? No. For me, especially when I was doing the Masters in NLP, I did 3 sessions in one day. I was exhausted. So could you imagine if I did 3 sessions a day for 4 days? No, no. You need to stand up and go, you know what? I actually don't agree with that. That's not the way I want to run a business. Who says you can't start out with a group program straight away? People go, oh, you've got to sell it one-on-one to make sure it's marketable. Why not? Why not do a group program? Then you'll still see if it's marketable. Do things your way. I could really go more ranty. And also in here, fears are held anywhere in the body, and you'll determine that when you do your own work or you work with someone like me and we discover it together. Fears are held anywhere. Now, facing the fears and doing it anyway, that's something that you need to be aware of, that you're in a space that you can do that. There has been times in my life that there is no way I could have faced those fears and done it anyway. I could have faced the fears, but I would have needed to do a lot of spiritual work, which I did first, before I then could move on and face the next lot of fears and do it. And for me, that was video. I was told so often, you've got to have, because I started business on social media a while ago, And when it first started, you've got to have hundreds, you've got to take hundreds of selfies. You've got to do videos. You must do videos because people need to know who you are. Now, for me, that was a huge fear. I did not like being on video. I loved being in the classroom and teaching, loved it. Being on video was something different though because of the beliefs. I was taught that taking selfies and being on video was really vain. Like, what? You're so vain. And so I needed to learn to face that fear. And I did. And now videos is one of my most the way that I love communicating is video. I love it, which is why on my YouTube channel, I've actually finished 3 seasons and into my 4th, and that's my audio podcast as well. And if you're watching this years down the track, I will have many seasons because video is something I'm passionate about. And now I even video myself creating artwork. So I faced those fears and I did it anyway. I faced it though when I was in a space that I was able to do it because I've had trauma in my life. And I had those beliefs that I needed to work through before I could get on camera, before I could take selfies. And that's what it's about. So set those boundaries. If you want to do something like videos, set a boundary. Start your own Facebook group where it's just you in there and get in there and do lives. You don't need Zoom to do it. You can actually go live in a group. Now, in my group, I encourage it. If people want to go live and talk about their service or product or have a tip in there, they can go live. I encourage it. And now you can even, now people are encouraged to do faceless videos because you don't need to do this. Of course, I love doing this. I love it. You don't need to, though, because you can run business your way. And that's a boundary. Set those beautiful boundaries. And I would love to know what you think. Thank you for watching, listening, and I'll see you next time.